Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 4:30.
Now at 4:30, regulations approved. Why the latest decision in the solar farm project is causing celebration for the community in York County. And a death in jail, the urgent search for answers after the suspect in a chilling murder case is found dead this morning. Plus, plea for partnership, the message from King Charles to Congress as he carries out a historic state visit. But first at 4:30, a look ahead at our evening forecast. Happy Tuesday, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Mackenzie Johnson. A bit of a cloudy day out there and quite a bit of rain coming down. Let's send things on over to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins to see how much longer the rain is going to last. Rusty?
The rain potential is out there for the next several hours. We have a couple of pockets here right over southeast Nebraska, central Nebraska, and then north central Nebraska. We'll zoom into the Lincoln area and show you that the heavier rain moving through Lincoln now just on the other side of Beatrice over towards Auburn, Nebraska City. This is all moving north and east, but a decent swath of rainfall just moving through. This should be done fairly shortly. A couple of maybe a rumble of thunder or two just west of Grand Island, but some heavy rain headed that way between St. Paul and Grand Island as well. If it makes you feel better, look at all this severe weather that's going on just to our south. There are thunderstorm watches, tornado watches lined up from Dallas all the way over to just south of Memphis. So a lot of severe weather to our south and east. So nice gentle rain. Sounds pretty good to me right now. South 27th and Yankee Hill Road, Honda of Lincoln, the flag is flying, lots of clouds and some rain. Only 47 degrees on the chilly side, that's for sure. Even some 30s in Broken Bow, and a good portion of the Sandhills seeing temperatures in the 30s, but we're in the 40s and the lower 50s. Temperature-wise, we'll try to fall into the 30s by tomorrow morning. More on that in a few minutes.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Rusty. Now, it might not be that cold here in Lincoln, but some parts of our state seeing snow this late in April. Can you believe it? This picture shared by the Nebraska State Patrol today. You can see a layer of snow covering the ground out there. This is on Highway 20 in the northern panhandle. Listen, I'm glad that's not us, but let's go ahead and take a look at some of the roads here in Lincoln. This is a live look at Centennial Mall and N Street. Yeah, not much going on over there. If you're heading home from work on this Tuesday, you're not really going to run into much traffic in the downtown area. Well, breaking now, a suspect in a double homicide case is found dead in the Lancaster County Jail this morning.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Danielle De Silva, and I'm reporting from inside the County City building. Not too long ago, I heard from Deputy Houchin in regards to the in-custody death of the Lovers Lane alleged murderer, Floyd Parrott. He passed away this morning at 7:23 a.m. while in custody, and Deputy Houchin describes it, saying medical staff was called there because he needed medical attention. They administered CPR, but shortly after, he passed away. Now, Lancaster County Attorney Pat Condon also spoke, and he said, hey, this is an open and ongoing investigation. He ordered an autopsy to occur for tomorrow morning. He also ordered labs, and there's a lot of video footage to be reviewed. Now, it could possibly take up to 12 weeks to hear the results of those orders, but we are following this case. Now, another detail noteworthy to this incident is that Parrott was meant to be extradited to Texas, where the alleged murders occurred, so he can face criminal charges there in Harris County. Obviously, that can no longer happen due to his passing, but there are many details to report on this, so we'll have that in our shows tonight. Make sure you stay tuned. I'm Danielle De Silva, reporting in Lincoln for Channel 8 News.
Well, also breaking now, a final decision is made in the York County solar farm controversy.
Good afternoon. I'm Emma Norwood. I'm reporting here in York County, outside of the York County Courthouse, where the Board of Commissioners just wrapped up their meeting. Now, they voted to approve the zoning regulations as well as change one of those regulations to a further distance away for the solar farm that has caused a lot of controversy for several years. Coming up tonight at 5 and 6 o'clock, I got to speak with a few people at this meeting. They tell me that they are really just pleading with the commissioners to get this over and done with and put it further away from their farms, because York County is all about agriculture. I also spoke with OPPD about the approving of these regulations, and they tell me what this means for the project and what they are going to do going forward.
New details now. The Lancaster County Sheriff's Office sharing some insight into their training academy. LSO says their deputy recruit is pairing up with some recruits for the Lincoln Police Department. The duo recently learning how to respond to incidents involving domestic violence. LSO says this phase of their training is extremely important because it's building on their skills, knowledge, and professionalism when they get called out to these types of reactions. Now, when graduation comes around this June, they say the trainees should be well equipped to serve the community. Breaking now, King Charles addressing Congress as part of the royal's historic state visit. The monarch making a plea to keep the alliance strong. ABC's Christian Cordero with the details.
Today, a red carpet, a military flyover, and a firm handshake forged the path for diplomacy in the British royal couple's official state visit in Washington. King Charles and Queen Camilla made their way from the White House to Statuary Hall, the king attending bilateral meetings with Trump and congressional leadership before addressing the entire House and Senate.
America's words carry weight and meaning, as they have since independence. The actions of this great nation matter even more.
It's just the second joint meeting between Congress and a British monarch ever. The first was 35 years ago when the king's mother, Queen Elizabeth, was met with a standing ovation.
The best progress is made when Europeans and Americans act in concert.
Clouding the pageantry today are major political differences: the war with Iran, back and forth tariffs, and ongoing investigations about Jeffrey Epstein's international sex trafficking network. A group of Epstein survivors were on Capitol Hill today meeting with Representative Ro Khanna. The king declined a request to meet with those survivors directly, citing fears of interfering with the investigation. During his moment in the spotlight, the king referenced overall challenges facing each country and the importance of enduring them together.
Whatever our differences, whatever disagreements we may have, we stand united in our commitment to uphold democracy.
Tomorrow, the royal family will travel to New York to visit the September 11th memorial, then come back to D.C. to commemorate 250 years since America's independence from Great Britain. Their visit ends on Thursday. Christian Cordero, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
New at 4:30, Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach is crowned the winner in a community-centered challenge. Community Health Endowment of Lincoln says Matt Talbot earned the top spot in their Health Ideas Challenge. The nonprofit organization will now get a $20,000 grant because the organization says they came up with the best outreach ideas to help improve health and well-being all around Lincoln. Organizers say their work is helping to increase access for Lincoln families to get healthy food. The Malone Center claiming the second spot, earning $14,000 in the contest for bringing preventative health care to the community. Also new at 4:30, the Nebraska Community Blood Bank is teaming up with the Team Jack Foundation. They're partnering together for Brain Cancer Awareness Month. For every person who donates blood this month, the blood bank will donate $1 to the Team Jack Foundation. The executive director at the blood bank says every donation can make a life-saving difference for patients who are going through cancer treatment, many of whom are relying on transfusions throughout their care. Coming up after the break, a new indictment in a big case. What former FBI Director James Comey is being accused of after a recent post on Instagram. And all new at 5, the cost of gas reaching new records. What prices are looking like here in Lincoln today compared to the rest of the country. Stick with us.
Let's go.
Developing now, former FBI Director James Comey is facing a new indictment. The Department of Justice pointing to a social media post made by Comey, which they say was a threat to the president. ABC's Olivia Rubin explains what this new case is all about.
Sources telling ABC News James Comey has been indicted by a federal grand jury in North Carolina. The indictment all centering around this social media post from the former FBI director last year showing a seashell arrangement on the beach that reads 8647. The caption reading, "Cool shell formation on my beach walk." President Trump and the DOJ at the time said the post amounted to a threat to President Trump, the 47th U.S. president. In slang, the term 86 means to remove or take out. Comey deleted the post at the time and said he thought it was just a political message, writing, quote, "I didn't realize some folks associate those numbers with violence. It never occurred to me, but I oppose violence of any kind, so I took the post down." ABC News reached out to Comey's attorneys who have not had an immediate response to news of the indictment. James Comey is a longtime political foe of the president, and this is now the second time he's been indicted by a Justice Department tightly controlled by the president himself. A judge dismissed those first unrelated charges that were filed last year, which centered around testimony he gave to Congress years earlier. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, Washington.
New developments in the pursuit of justice by victims of Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking crimes. The high-profile visit of King Charles in D.C. igniting new calls for him and U.S. officials to address survivors face-to-face. Today, a bipartisan group calling for the king to speak with them, but he says he will not be holding any such meetings. King Charles's brother Andrew is accused of participating in the abuse.
Virginia was recruited from a property owned by Donald Trump and trafficked to a member of the British royal family. Yet today, survivors are here, sitting with members of Congress, still fighting to be heard.
Former Prince Andrew is facing a police investigation in the UK, but has not been charged with anything. King Charles says he does not want to interfere. Time now for our full forecast here at 4:30. Rusty, how are things looking out there tonight?
Let's see. It's raining. How about that? We've got some rain going on. It's almost a surprise anymore to see rainfall coming down. It's been such a dry several months. So this is nice to see. I'm sure it'll green things up and everybody will have to be out there mowing and mowing and mowing. So hopefully this helps though. The drought is still very much in place. It's going to take more than this. We need about, well, every other day for like the next several months. And that'll help. 48th and Cornhusker Highway, ABC Seamless looking at some rain. Now, these numbers have not updated since it started raining, so it'll take some time for that to happen. But before it started raining, about 1.5 inches below average. So by the time the rain's done, we'll probably be 1.25 inches behind average. So small steps. And that's how you get out of a drought. You can get into a drought very quickly with just no rain. But to get out of a drought, it has to be slow and steady, small steps. It can't be all at once because the rain just washes off. Let's see, temperatures over the last 24 hours, almost a straight line. Look at this, we dropped to around 43 this morning. We were in the middle 50s yesterday and made it into the middle 50s today. So yeah, we haven't really moved too far too fast over the last 24 hours. Temperatures slowly dropping from about 50 degrees, a chilly 50 degrees too. If you're out today, it's just a chill in the air. We'll drop into the 40s. Just shortly after midnight. Look at this mess. Big line of storms here from St. Louis all the way through Memphis. Tornado warnings for thunderstorm watches, and then even more tornado warnings, watches lined up from Dallas east. A severe thunderstorm watch just west of Atlanta. This is a lot of activity going on. So around here, we'll take the rain. Just some light rain. Yes, there was snow in central and parts of western Nebraska earlier. That has since changed over to rain after it warmed up a little bit. But again, a little on the chilly side. That rain sticks around through about 7, 8 o'clock and then should push off to the north and east, clearing that sky out. So I think temperatures drop into the 30s by early tomorrow morning. This looks like a little patchy fog, maybe some freezing fog. Ooh, look at these temperatures though. Middle 30s, lower 30s, maybe even some 20s out there. Look at McCook at 29 degrees. So a chill in the air on Wednesday. So because of all of that, a frost advisory is in place, and it's possible to see frost all the way out to the west, but it's still normal in western Nebraska, but not so much in central and eastern Nebraska. So a frost advisory in place for Wednesday morning.
All righty, thank you, Rusty. Now let's take a look at some roads around our area. What we're taking a look at here is Highway 2, just right by Palmyra. Now this is a Nebraska 511 camera, so it's just going to be a still image that they update every about 15 minutes or so. And you can see there in this picture some road work going on, but traffic looks like it's moving pretty smoothly. Doesn't look like there's really any backups in the area. So officials say one lane in that area will be closed until July 31st. Time now for a look at what's trending on our website, klkntv.com. Here's Channel 8's Mark Fisher.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Mark Fisher, and we're back with another segment of what's trending on klkntv.com. First up, for 3 summers, Meadowlane's pool gates have stayed locked. Neighbors have fought endlessly to raise money to repair the damage from 6 years of wear and tear that caused the closure. The Lancaster County Visitors Improvement Fund awarded the neighborhood a $400,000 grant. Now, hope that the pool's gates will open soon is restored. The Meadowlane pool renovation effort is now at 70% of its $875,000 total goal. The neighborhood is still looking to raise $275,000. Despite the need for more money, they say renovation plans are being finalized with contractors. Also getting clicks, the city of Lincoln on Monday detailed several Lincoln street closures this weekend for the Lincoln Mayor's Run, Marathon, and Half Marathon. According to the city, about 2,000 elementary age students will run in the Mayor's Run, and 7,000 runners will participate in the marathon or half marathon. The Mayor's Run is set to start at 8 a.m. on Saturday on the south side of the state capitol. The Lincoln Marathon and Half Marathon will start just before 7 a.m. on Sunday at 14th and Vine Streets. The Lincoln Police Department will control intersections along the race route. LPD will post live updates throughout the race as intersections reopen. A full list of street closures is posted in this article on our website. You can read about these stories and much more on our website at klkntv.com, but for now, we'll be back right here tomorrow with more trending stories.
Right now, a local grocery store is removing ingredients from some of its products. Aldi says it's cutting 44 ingredients from its private label products by December of 2027. That list includes a diverse list of lesser-known additives, including preservatives, sweeteners, and flavors. About a decade ago, Aldi removed certified synthetic colors from products. This new announcement brings the total number of banned ingredients from Aldi products to 57.
For Channel 8 News, I'm Adrian Ward. Wallet Hub is breaking down the best and worst entry-level jobs. They looked at 108 entry-level careers and ranked them based on immediate opportunity, growth potential, and job hazards. This could be a crucial list for the thousands of college graduates about to hit the job market. It includes all kinds of engineers. 6 out of the top 10 are different kinds. At the top of that list is a hardware engineer. The second is normal engineer, and then the third, a certified nursing assistant. All 3 rank the highest in immediate opportunity category. Now, the bottom 3 entry-level jobs, according to Wallet Hub, are a car mechanic, emergency dispatcher, and welder. All 3 of those careers were ranked very low in the job hazards category.
When we come back, Battle of the Bats. Find out who the Husker baseball team is facing on the field tonight. And all new at 5, a new call for help. How you can be a part of recovery efforts for Nebraska farmers and ranchers as they face serious struggles after the wildfires. Stick with us. It's game day for Husker baseball here in Lincoln, their last home game this month. Nebraska returns to Haymarket Park following their road trip to Illinois, and tonight the Big Red is trying to win the rubber match between them and Kansas State. For the latest on Nebraska baseball, let's check in with our sports director, Nate Johnson. Nate?
Hey, thank you, Mackenzie. Yeah, these two teams have played each other twice this season thus far. The Wildcats taking game one 5-3 back in February at the M&G Bank College Baseball Series in Arlington, Texas. But Nebraska took the W in game two in March, beating Kansas State on their home dirt in a high-scoring 14-9 victory in Manhattan. Tonight, the Huskers will hope to take game three and pad its resume a little more. Kansas State is a solid team, and a win tonight would add to that case to host a regional with the big road series on deck later this week, as Nebraska looks to head to Columbus to take on the Buckeyes this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Getting back to today, here's a look at our game day notes, though. First pitch from Haymarket Park is set for 6:02 p.m. Nebraska has won 2 in a row coming into tonight's home match. Kansas State has lost 3 in a row, and this will be the 297th meeting between these two programs. Nebraska leads the all-time series with a 176-120 record, and when the Huskers have played at home this year, they have been electric. Nebraska is 19-1 this season, their best start in ballpark history. Well, the latest on Nebraska and Kansas State coming your way in the Sports Zone. For now, the Mackenzie will send things back over to you.
Well, hey, you know, it's maybe not the best night to go out and watch some baseball. Rusty, what do you think? Are they going to get rained on?
The rain should start to end as we go through the next couple of hours, so it should be decent here. Just a little light rain lingering in parts of southeast Nebraska, and it's a little on the windy side too. A lot of cloud cover, but it does look like it's relatively dry on our Aurora cam, just a little on the windy side. Temperatures will eventually drop to around the freezing mark and below. We're looking at some 20s possible in western Nebraska, middle and maybe the upper 30s in eastern Nebraska, but we do warm up nicely. You're looking at 50s and 60s, maybe even the middle 60s for a good portion of the state. Then we drop back down into the 30s and 40s by early Thursday morning, and then warm back up as we head through Thursday afternoon back into the 60s. So it is going to be a cool couple of days ahead.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much, Rusty, and thank you all for joining us. That's going to do it for Channel 8 News here at 4:30. Rod Fowler is up next. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Stick with us.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we bring a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join. Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
We have 3 stories breaking right now as we come on the air. First, in York County, a final decision is made on a controversial solar farm. Then, former FBI Director James Comey indicted for a second time. How the Justice Department thinks he made a threat to the president. And a suspect in a double murder case in Houston is found dead in a Lancaster County jail cell. Floyd William Parrott is accused of the 1990 Lover's Lane murders. 22-year-old Cheryl Henry and 21-year-old Andy Atkinson were found brutally murdered in that secluded area of Houston. But then a breakthrough as Parrott was arrested right here in Lincoln last month. Good evening, everyone. I'm Rod Fowler. This case spanning 36 years and nearly 1,000 miles, as you can see here on this map. The Lancaster County Sheriff's Office briefing the media on his death just this afternoon, a couple hours ago. Channel 8's Danielle Da Silva joins us live after attending that briefing in person. What did you learn, Danielle?
Well, Rod, Parrott's death coming just 2 days before his day in court. He was awaiting an extradition hearing. And although we don't know the reason for his death just yet, an autopsy has been ordered and will be performed tomorrow. Floyd Parrott was taken into custody on March 26 this year and died this morning at 7:23 a.m. while in custody at the Lancaster County Jail. Deputy Ben Houchin says medical staff was called to his cell after it became known he was experiencing a medical emergency. CPR was administered, but shortly after, he was pronounced dead.
We take all these deaths, in custody deaths, extremely seriously. And as soon as we know, I know the public is very interested in what's happened, and we will release information as it comes.
Chief Deputy Houchin also says that Parrott had a roommate who was not in the cell at the time this occurred. Under Nebraska law, a grand jury must be paneled to handle the case. Once LSO's investigation is complete, their findings will be presented to County Attorney Condon, and a grand jury will review the matter. Now, Deputy Houchin assuring the media today that they are doing their best. And of course, as we learn more details, we'll be keeping you updated. Reporting from the County City Building, Danielle Da Silva, Channel 8 News.
All right. Thank you so much, Danielle. Former FBI Director James Comey facing a new indictment from the Department of Justice. It's all centering around this social media post from last year, showing a seashell arrangement on the beach that reads 8647. The caption also reading, "Cool shell formation on my beach walk," from Comey. The DOJ saying this was a threat to President Trump, the 47th U.S. president. Also in slang, the term 86 means to remove or take out. Comey said he was unaware of that. So far, his attorneys have not responded to the indictment. Also breaking now, a key factor in a proposed solar farm in York County is proposed. But once again, it's just a key factor. Channel 8's Emma Norwood was at the meeting today.
Bowman.
Yes.
Groves.
Yes.
Robertson.
Yes.
Obermeyer.
No.
And Burgess.
No.
York County Commissioners voting to implement the zoning regulations surrounding a proposed 3,000-acre solar farm. Not a single seat left in the room as dozens plead with commissioners.
I moved out to York County to live in a rural area surrounded by farmland, not an industrial solar park.
The zoning regulations in place include a half mile from any homeowner who is not a willing partner, 330 feet from cemeteries, 660 feet from state recreational areas, and a half mile from platted subdivisions. On Tuesday, commissioners deciding to adjust the boundary from schools and churches, which was previously set to 660 feet and will now be a half a mile.
The regulations passed today that include half-mile setbacks from property lines are a de facto ban on solar in this county. They are too large of setbacks and just completely zone it out, creating essentially unusable land across the entire county.
Emotions running high as so many worry about their generational farms.
We want to leave a legacy, and my great-grandma and granddad and my dad and uncles did not work this hard to save our family farm for it to be taken over by a solar industry.
Omaha Public Power District reps say it's disappointing, but they will be reevaluating and working to find a different pathway for the project.
Today's regulations that were passed certainly are difficult, and that creates a really tough environment for a project to continue, but we remain dedicated to that process, especially here in York County.
OPPD also emphasizing that both agriculture and solar generation can go together for the benefit of the state, despite many disagreeing. Reporting in Lincoln, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
Well, right now, gas prices continue to go up. The national gas average is at the highest it's been here in the United States since 2022. If you take a look at this map from AAA behind me here, you'll see it's at $4.17 a gallon nationally and up to $3.77 a gallon here in Nebraska. Our citizen journalists are sending in gas prices they're seeing around the capital city on our Now Local News app. Brian and Melanie sending these in today. Gas prices at $3.79 and $3.98 a gallon at these two gas stations. We're nearly over the $4 thresholds. You can scan the QR code on your screen to download the Now Local News app to send in gas prices you're seeing or to stay up to date with current prices. Now let's get a check of your first forecast for this Tuesday evening. Citizen journalist Melanie sending us a video into our Now Local News app of the rain that's been falling this afternoon. Always a welcome sight when you have the dry conditions we have had here recently. Now let's take a live look towards downtown from our Barry Law camera here on our tower at the station. A gray day with that light rain. Let's see what's in store for the rest of the night with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins. Hi, Rusty.
Hi there, Rod. Yeah, less precipitation much needed for everybody. Now, not everybody did see meaningful rainfall today, but some folks did, and it is still out there in some spots like central Nebraska and far southeastern Nebraska. We'll zoom into a couple of different spots here. There's that light rain moving through Nebraska City and Auburn right now, headed towards Iowa in the very northwestern corner of Missouri. Then some rain moving through St. Paul, Grand Island, Cedar Rapids towards Columbus, and a few spot sprinkles in and around York and Seward. So we're not quite done with the rainfall in Lincoln yet, but that heavier rainfall that we saw earlier should be over and done with. But still a few light rain showers out there. Now our attention goes to tomorrow morning. A frost advisory for parts of central and eastern Nebraska with temperatures very close to the freezing mark. We'll talk about that later though. Sunset tonight at 8:20 with plenty of cloud cover. We have temperatures that will hover right around that 50-degree mark and a spot shower through 7 p.m. and then just mostly cloudy skies as we head towards midnight with temperatures dropping into the middle 40s by 11 p.m. So it is going to be kind of chilly. Outside right now, your Honda of Lincoln Cam at 27th and Yankee Hill Road. We have mostly cloudy skies with, again, just a few sprinkles here and there. We'll talk more about that cold air that's headed our way in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Rusty. Breaking now, King Charles arrives on Capitol Hill for an historic visit. The king, joined by his wife, Queen Camilla, delivering a rare address to Congress. His first visit to Washington, D.C. since becoming king in 2022. Channel 8's Meg West joins us here in the studio with the message he had for the crowd. Meg?
Good evening, Rod. The King's state visit is part of celebrations surrounding America's 250 years of independence. The trip also comes at a time of tense relations between the UK and the U.S. amid the war in Iran. The relationship has been shaky lately as President Trump has criticized Prime Minister Keir Starmer's refusal to offer substantial military help in the war. President Trump has also challenged our relationship with the UK following his criticism of NATO and allies' refusal to support U.S. military actions in Iran. But the king has no formal political role as the monarch, so smoothing over those disputes can be difficult. The king wanting to put differences aside and fight for unity.
Whatever our differences, whatever disagreements we may have, we stand united in our commitment to uphold democracy, to protect all our people from harm, and to salute the courage of those who daily risk their lives in the service of our countries.
The king also touching on not just the war in Iran, but other conflicts abroad. He reiterated the importance of defending Ukraine in the war against Russia, as well as denouncing the attempted assassination at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. The king urging for cooperation.
From the bitter divisions of 250 years ago, we forged a friendship that has grown into one of the most consequential alliances in human history. I pray with all my heart that our alliance will continue to defend our shared values with our partners in Europe and the Commonwealth and across the world.
The king several times also emphasizing the need for checks and balances on executive power, a point that was met with loud applause and bipartisan praise. Many noting that today was a sight we don't often see, a packed chamber full of laughter, unity, and standing ovations. King Charles will finish out his visit with a state dinner at the White House. In the studio, Meg West, Channel 8 News.
All right, thank you, Meg. Don't go anywhere. We have more headed your way after the break and a new batch of stories coming up at 6 o'clock, including all out of water. The People's City Mission ran out of bottled water for the first time in a long time. How they're planning to keep the homeless hydrated. And coming up here after the break, at war with the Wildcats. What are the Nebraska baseball team's chances of taking down Kansas State after losing to them earlier this year? We'll be right back. If you're just now joining us, we need to catch you up on some breaking news here locally. The suspect in the Lover's Lane double murder in Houston back in 1990 was found dead in a Lancaster County jail cell. Floyd William Parrott was found and arrested in Lincoln last month and was awaiting extradition back to Texas. The sheriff's office with no details yet on the cause of Parrott's death. An autopsy will be performed tomorrow. A major Lexington City Council meeting is happening tonight. They're looking at possibly buying the now closed Tyson plant and the railway access to the facility. The plant closed in January, putting thousands of Lexington workers out of a job. The meeting begins here in a few minutes, around 5:30. We'll give you a full report of what decisions they come to in our 10 o'clock newscast. All right, sports now. It's game day for Nebraska baseball here in Lincoln, their last home game this month. The Huskers return to Haymarket Park following their road trip to Champaign against Illinois. And tonight, Big Red will try and win the rubber match versus Kansas State. For the latest on Nebraska baseball, what do you say we check in with Channel 8 Sports Director Nate Johnson? He's here live in the studio for us. Nate.
Hey, thank you, Rod. These two teams will have played each other twice this season thus far. The Wildcats taking game one, 5-3 back in February at M&G Bank College baseball series in Arlington, Texas. But Nebraska took the W in game two in March, beating Kansas State on their home dirt in a high-scoring 14-9 victory in Manhattan. Tonight, the Huskers will hope to make and take game three and pad its resume a little more. Kansas State, a very solid team, and a win tonight would add to that case to host a regional, with a big road series on deck later this week, as Nebraska will head to Columbus to take on the Buckeyes this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Getting back to today, though, here's a look at our game day notes. First pitch from Haymarket Park is set for 6:02 p.m. Nebraska has won 2 in a row coming into tonight's home match. And Kansas State, well, they've lost 3 in a row. This will be the 297th meeting between these two programs. Nebraska leads the all-time series with a 176 and 120 record. And when the Huskers have played at home this year, they have been electric. Nebraska is 19-1 this season at home, their best start in ballpark history. Well, the latest on Nebraska and Kansas State coming your way in the Sports Zone, and a whole lot more sports talk. Now, some breaking news. The NCAA tournament is trying to finalize details to go into a 76-team format. So we're going to have the latest on that coming up at 6. Stick around. For now, the Rod will send things back over to you.
All right, very interesting. Thank you, Nate. Right now, the Nebraska Community Blood Bank and Team Jack are teaming up. They're partnering for Brain Cancer Awareness Month. For every person who donates to the blood bank this month, they'll donate $1 to the Team Jack Foundation. The executive director of the blood bank says every blood donation can make a life-saving difference for patients undergoing cancer treatment and other situations, many of whom rely on transfusions throughout their care.
Now, your Storm Alert Team Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Been kind of looking at this Barry Lockham, and starting to get a little brighter out there. It's been a gloomy, and I'm not complaining, rain-filled day, and much needed for many folks. Starting to see a little peak of sunshine every now and then. I mean, it's still gloomy out there, but things are getting better as far as seeing some sunshine. We'll see. I mean, it's still a lot of cloud cover out there and some cold temperatures. Look at this, 30s from Broken Bow up towards Thedford, a big area right here. Just some cold air settled in over parts of central and northwest Nebraska. Most of us, though, in the upper 40s and lower 50s. We're at 50 in Beatrice, 54 in Falls City, 53s in Wahoo and Omaha, but 40s for everybody else. And look at Kearney. A chilly 39 degrees. It's almost like winter says, hey, I'm not done yet. Oh, goodness. North wind 5 to 10 to 15 miles per hour. Can you imagine with temperatures in the 30s and a gusty like 30 mile per hour wind? It'd be miserable out there, but this is tolerable. I mean, not great, but still tolerable with that wind variable or out of the north at 5 to 15 miles per hour. So a sprinkle or two, light rain showers over towards O'Neill, and maybe some heavier rain showers towards Grand Island and Columbus, and then that rain moving out of the Lincoln area. This may still clip parts of eastern Nebraska and Lincoln, but some heavier rainfall trying to move through Nebraska City and Nemaha. That's headed towards southwest Iowa. And then this precipitation over here between Columbus, Greeley, Grand Island, up towards Brewster and Broken Bow. Just some sprinkles towards Norfolk, and then north central Nebraska towards O'Neill. Valentine, maybe seeing a sprinkle or two, but most of this just mostly cloudy skies. But notice the clouds trying to thin out just a little bit towards the Lincoln area. So I think a sprinkle or two lingering in eastern Nebraska through 8 p.m. and then the sky clears out fairly quickly. Now, because of that, we are going to see temperatures drop, and we may see a little patchy fog, maybe even some freezing fog in parts of western Nebraska. Otherwise, mostly clear skies to start the day. And then another chance for rain way over there in southwest Nebraska by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That should stay west and south. It may get into the Grand Island area, maybe eventually Beatrice by about 10 or 11 o'clock tomorrow night. But most of us in eastern Nebraska should be rain free. But the clouds will try to increase Wednesday night. So temperatures tonight dropping into the 30-degree range. And some frost is a possibility, especially in parts of central Nebraska. And then highs tomorrow, not bad, We're looking at the upper 50s and lower and middle 60s, which is still a little below average. We're really close to 70 degrees for the average high this time of year. So temperatures in the 60s is just a little below average. So the next few days, we'll see. I think we'll see plenty of sunshine on Wednesday. Temperatures in the middle 60s Wednesday and Thursday. Small chance for rain on Thursday and maybe even late Wednesday night. May 1st. A chill in the air, 34 degrees to start, 62 by Friday afternoon, and then 70s come back for the weekend. That's a top-notch weekend right there. Saturday, Sunday, you're looking at high temperatures between 70 and 75 degrees, maybe even 76 as we head towards the beginning of next week. Small chances for rain as we head towards Monday and Tuesday, but those 70s look like they want to stick around. For chilly for the next few days, but the 70s right around the corner.
All right. Thank you so much, Rusty. Right now, the Nebraska Farm Bureau is giving people a way to assist farmers and ranchers. They're reminding people of the Disaster Relief Fund. That's going to people recovering from the devastating wildfires we've seen recently and prepare for future fires. Arthur County rancher Dusty Wilson says he had around 90% of his grazing land destroyed by the Morrow wildfire, but he's staying hopeful for a rebound.
We take it to heart that given the right moisture, they're extremely resilient. And they came back before, and, you know, we're hopeful and positive that they will again.
100% of the donations given to the Farm Bureau's Disaster Relief Fund will go to farmers and ranchers like Rusty so they don't have to solely rely on nature to recover from the damage. And the Beatrice Police Department is extending its community supply drive for wildfire victims. They're continuing their drive for at least the next couple of weeks. They're accepting things like new fencing supplies, bagged feed, and cash donations to give to farmers and ranchers in their area. They have drop-off locations at the Beatrice Police Department and the Tractor Supply Company there. Well, stay with us. We have more ready for you after the break and a whole lot more on our 6 o'clock show, including a classic is closing. A beloved Lincoln restaurant set to close its doors. What is causing their decision? We'll be right back. New at 5, Nebraska Wildlife Rehab posting an update on a local celebrity, to be honest. Here she is, the orphaned bobcat, a story we brought you earlier this year. She's in great spirits now, and as you can see, she's practicing her stalking skills. Nebraska Wildlife Rehab says they'll have some big news to share about her soon. And if the news is that she's up for adoption, there's already dozens of people on the comments section of this video lined up, ready to be bobcat parents. You know, you still say, here, kitty, kitty? I mean.
Oh, geez. Look at that.
Looks very docile.
Huh.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's get a final check of the weather with Rusty. That nice, slow rain this afternoon. I was kind of watching it out our windows here in the newsroom. Boy, that's soaking in, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a perfect rainfall for some of us. And it's that slow, steady rain that you really need. And the entire state needs it, so hopefully more areas can get something like that over the next several weeks. But that's coming to an end right now. Some spot sprinkles out there, though, moving through eastern, far southeastern Nebraska. Some light rain from Grand Island to Columbus up towards O'Neill. So there's still some out there, but there are so many of us that really need it. That lingers through about 8 p.m. and then eventually moves out. And we clear the sky out and cool off. We're looking at those temperatures very close to the freezing mark. So a frost advisory in place for a good portion of the state early tomorrow morning.
Rusty, and thank you for joining us. World News is next, and we'll see you right back here at 6 o'clock.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we bring a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join. Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Christensen Hearing Analytics.
If you want the most out of your day, you need the most out of your night. Introducing the all-new mattress collections from Sleep Number that respond to your movements, personalize your comfort, and actively cool or warm you as you sleep. Experience a whole new world of comfort only at Sleep Number. And right now, everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses. Hurry into your local Sleep Number store or online at sleepnumber.com today.
On the frontier of flavor, the bolder the craving, the bigger the saving. And when hunger strikes, you can thank John's. It's Tuesday. Get crispy tacos for $1.39 every Taco Tuesday. It's a West Mex special, only at Taco John's.
So what do you think about these?
We like this.
Yeah, we love it.
When it's time for an update or complete remodel, Rebath is with you every step of the way.
We're going to take everything down to the
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs.
Honey, you were right. Turned out amazing.
Of course it did. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call or visit our showroom for your free design consultation.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD. So when the job is heavy, GMC Sierra HD reports for duty. Just announced 1,000 purchase cash on Sierra heavy-duty models or get 4.9% APR. Visit these Central Nebraska GMC dealers.
My dad says our new Linux system saves energy.
Well, saving energy means saving money.
A lot of money?
Yep.
Time for a raise in my allowance.
Savings year after year.
A big raise.
Call today for perfect air you can feel in your home and savings you can feel in your wallet.
Lennox. Air is life. Make it perfect.
Call Brian Hester Heating and Air today.
From big moments to local victories, we're here for all the action. Sports stories that go beyond the scoreboard. Every team, every matchup, every night, we're on your sideline. Channel 8, bringing you Nebraska now.
Welcome to Comfort Made Mattress Factory's new South Point location. Every mattress is built right here just for you. Any size, any shape, any comfort level, and backed with our lifetime comfort guarantee.
Start your morning at 5, 6, and 11 a.m. with Andrew Ward.
Tonight, we have breaking news right now. After a judge tossed out the first indictment, tonight the Justice Department now indicting former FBI Director James Comey for a second time. The new charges center on this post of seashells. The Justice Department claims it was a threat against the president's life. James Comey, responding just moments ago, will go live to Pierre Thomas. Also breaking tonight, King Charles and the historic address to a joint meeting of Congress today. Amid tension over the war in Iran, what he said about the U.S. and the UK, about holding leaders to account, about who the U.S. and UK should be fighting for, and what his message to Americans was as we near our 250th birthday. Tonight, gas prices and the war in Iran, the Strait of Hormuz closed, no talks, and now gas prices tonight hitting their highest point in 4 years. There are new tornado warnings up right now, multiple states bracing for dangerous storms tonight. Ginger Z is standing by. In New York City, graphic video of two police officers beating a man. Authorities say a case of mistaken identity. That victim preparing to sue the city now for $100 million. Tonight, the American special operations soldier who authorities say bet on Nicolas Maduro's capture before President Trump even announced it, now pleading not guilty tonight. They say he won more than $400,000 using classified information to win on Polymarket. Dramatic video showing 5 middle school students jumping in to try to stop their runaway school bus. Their driver lost consciousness. The cruise ship passenger falling to her death from her bedroom balcony, what we've learned. Outside New York City, the fire scaling a 16-story apartment building. The baseball fan seen by millions wrestling a home run ball from a young girl. And what's now happened tonight? The well-known contestant on The Voice killed in a car crash, what authorities are saying tonight. The scare for roller coaster riders at Six Flags New England, what they were forced to do. And tonight, the tree that Queen Elizabeth planted more than 30 years ago right here in the U.S. How's it looking tonight?
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. We begin tonight here with the breaking news. Late today, a federal grand jury indicting former FBI Director James Comey for a second time now. Federal prosecutors targeting one of President Trump's top political adversaries, this time accusing him of threatening the president's life. Charges stemming from this Instagram post last year by James Comey showing a picture of seashells writing out the numbers 8647. The Justice Department tonight claiming it was a threat against the president's life. Comey deleted that post shortly after posting it, saying at the time, "I didn't realize some people associate those numbers with violence." Tonight, what the Justice Department is now saying, and James Comey responding just moments ago. Pierre Thomas leading us off tonight.
Tonight, former FBI Director James Comey, again in the sights of the Justice Department, indicted for a second time, now accused of threatening to kill President Trump. A federal grand jury in North Carolina charging Comey with 2 counts, alleging that Comey did knowingly and willfully make a threat to take the life of and to inflict bodily harm upon the President of the United States.
Threatening the life of the President of the United States will never be tolerated by the Department of Justice.
The indictment centers around this since-deleted Instagram post from Comey showing the numbers 8647, written in seashells on the beach, with the caption, "Cool shell formation on my beach walk." Trump's supporters immediately condemned that post, claiming it was a call to 86 or kill the 47th president. Prosecutors claim that post is a serious expression of an intent to do harm to the president. But Comey immediately deleted that post, writing, quote, "I didn't realize some folks associate those numbers with violence. It never occurred to me, but I oppose violence of any kind, so I took the post down." And tonight, Comey is firing back.
"I'm still innocent. I'm still not afraid. And I still believe in the independent federal judiciary, so let's go."
Legal experts say the government faces an incredibly high bar.
It can't just be something where someone might have interpreted it in a particular way. He has to have intended it to have been a threat for this to be a successful prosecution.
Trump and Comey have been political adversaries for years. Just last fall, the president demanding the Justice Department take action against some of his enemies. New York Attorney General Letitia James and Comey among them. Comey and James were indicted last year, but both their cases were thrown out on a technicality. Frustrated at the lack of prosecutions, President Trump fired Attorney General Pam Bondi earlier